Hey teachers, today I want to talk about my simplest and maybe my best advice of how to talk to an AI model. When you talk to an AI model and make a request of it, that request should have two specific parts. First, what is the task that you are asking the AI model to take on? And secondly, how do you want it to take on that task? The clearer you can be with these two things, the more likely you are to get a good output from the model. Let's jump into the specifics of how you can be really precise with both the task and how you want the AI model to take on the task. The first thing you want to do is set very clear roles of what task the AI is taking on. You may even want to give it a name by telling it that it is going to be your chief data officer or that it is your lesson plan feedbacker. Making it really clear what you want it to do is going to narrow it in on the task and the output you receive. For example, you're going to get a very different result from an AI model if you put in a lesson plan and just ask for general feedback versus if you ask it to help you brainstorm rigorous assessment that might go along with these standards and lessons. The second thing that you want to think about is how do you want the machine to take on this task? Is there a methodology you want it to use? Is there something it can reference as an example of what success looks like? The more clear that you can be in explaining how you want it to take on this task, the more likely you are to get a useful result. Asking AI to write poetry is a really easy way to see an example of this. If I just say, write me a poem, I get something pretty generic, but it's fine, right? If I get more specific and I tell it to write me a poem in the style of James Joyce about the changes of technology, I'm gonna get something a little bit more interesting and a little bit more useful for my output here. Giving examples, information to pull from, and examples of what success looks like are three really easy ways in order to show the machine what you want it to do and how you want it to do it. This is my most basic advice. I encourage everyone to play around with AI for about 10 hours in order to feel comfortable and proficient with these tools. I have a series of challenges that you can take on in order to practice these AI skills. But honestly, practicing just being clear and establishing what is the task you want it to take on and how do you want it to do that is a great place to start. Let me know how this worked for you and talk to me if you want to bring this information to your students. I'd love to help convert this to student-friendly language.